down, friends, new and old, and welcome to the Roast and Toast podcast. We are your hosts, Jenny and Philip.
Hello! Yes, we only have two this week. We are a two-host podcast. David could not be here this week, unfortunately. We do miss him, but it's just us two. It's a Philip and Jenny party. How was your week, Philip?
It's going well. I think last I heard, David is on his 6th viewing of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He's really wanting to learn the inner workings of the time travel. Again, spoiler, I guess. Sorry, but he's trying to get the inner workings of the time travel. He's trying to make sure of how NASA, the space race, all that stuff. But it's been good. What's funny is that heading into this week, I was like, me and Jenny are probably going to be the only ones who celebrated 4th of July, but we can now talk about it because David's not here. That's the one lone good thing about David not being here. Jenny, how was your 4th of July?
Well, my 4th of July is always eventful because every year my family travels to San Diego, California.
San Diego.
In the US of A. To celebrate as well as enjoy some time at the beach away from the scorching heat of Arizona. And I gotta say, Phil, it was a lot chiller than I was expecting it to be because this year
You're not talking about like a vibe. You're talking about like it's like cold, actually cold.
Oh, honestly, why not both? I mean, it was a little bit on the chillier side this year. We had some clouds rolling in. We had no sunset either because the marine layer just swooped right in and took over the sky and made it gray. But there just wasn't as many people on the boardwalk this year. We're right along the beach here, and we always expect a mass amount of people walking around or occupying the beach. I will say there was plenty of real estate taken on the beach, but it just didn't feel like there was as many people this year. I think the reason why is because we had a rare occurrence this year where 4th of July basically became a 4-day weekend for a lot of people. So I'm going to guess that people spread out their vacation time a little bit, hence the smaller population. But it was still a great holiday. We made hot dogs and we enjoyed some fireworks. We had a great view of all these firework displays that are all near Mission Beach and Pacific Beach in San Diego, including the one that SeaWorld sets off every year. They do a spectacular fireworks show. But yeah, it was still a very good 4th of July. How was yours, Phil?
You know, I've aged into my next phase of life, Jenny.
Yes.
And it both worries me, but also I'm quite proud. I have evolved and become a better person for it into that the guy who falls asleep during the main events of said holiday. I ate myself into a food coma so that when everybody else went out to go check out fireworks, I was fast ass asleep inside.
Oh, you missed the fireworks?
But here's the thing though. I'll be honest. I was fine with missing the fireworks, and I even had an excuse to miss the fireworks and catch up on some sleep. Like, it was the perfect world, and I was full off of good food. It was the perfect world. I'm not a big fan of fireworks, Jenny. Me and David have lamented this point in the past. He's not a fan either for more environmental reasons. I'm just the old man on this porch. You and your kids and your loud fireworks kind of thing. It's not any particularly humane reason that David would have. More so for me, it's just not boring. It's not that entertaining. I feel a lot of the times whenever you've seen one, you've seen them all. So
on that topic, they are starting a new trend of using drones instead of fireworks. What do you think of that?
Well, okay, I would actually be much more interested because the way that they can choreograph them is quite interesting. I know that even some sporting events now utilize them, and like in baseball, they'll go from inning to inning. So I'm interested to see that. That's new. I mean, I'm sure back when fireworks were first invented, that's why they were so popular. Is because holy macaroni, this is new and exciting. Well, drones would be new and exciting to choreograph like 17 drones to all of a sudden make this and make that. I'm down for that. And then plus, a lot less noisy. Like, there's just not that many things to be that loud and just obtrusive. So I had a tremendous 4th of July, delicious hot dogs, and honestly, the buns. I forgot how good hot dog buns can taste. So that has been my week. But Jenny, We've got a jam-packed episode. We've also got a guest coming on. So let's get right ahead to the main topic. We are here for the main topic, and we're going to see if we're going to try, I guess, Jenny, is what we're going to do. We're going to
Yes.
try and make, see if there's something. I had a crazy idea. I had an epiphany where I thought that we could try and do something that might be new. And if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. But we're all kind of excited about it. It's going to be called Make That Movie. So what it's going to do is we're going to each bring a couple of headlines that we had throughout the entire week, ones that kind of really grabbed us, have some depth, have some gravitas,
some potential.
Some potential, yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to make Hollywood's job a little bit easier. We're going to have these real life stories. And what we're going to do is we are going to bring them to you, read the entire story and go through the entire whirlwind of what it is, of what made the news this week. And then we're going to take it to the rest of the crew here. And we are going to try and bring up a title for this film, but also cast the main characters, maybe even just a few of the cast who we would think are the best people to play certain roles.
Yes.
So, but before we do that, of course, as we've already mentioned, we are sorely missing David for this episode, but we've got an incredibly handy and ready replacement. Jenny, would you care to tell us who is joining us?
Yes, I'm so excited for this guest. He and I have met back in our college days back at Arizona State University. He's a fantastic actor and performer, but he's not just that, folks. He is a multi-talented creator. He has his own YouTube channel, and he is what I like to dub the lightning rod fanatic for sneakers in the Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, and all of our friends in between, please welcome Ricco Machado-Torres. How are you doing, Ricco? It's been ages.
It has been ages. I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful intro. I got really choked up.
Oh, thanks. You're seriously, I love, seriously, Ricco's content is awesome, Philip. If you ever get the chance, you should go follow him on Instagram. We'll plug everything later for Ricco. But he's made some great content about sneakers, and he also has fabulous takes on TV shows and movies that he likes to post. And he's a frequent guest on other podcasts, too. So this should be a really good episode, a really good segment. I can feel it. So,
definitely. I'm excited.
Ricco, you have brought a story with us today. So let's see. Who should go first? You know what? I think I'm already decided. Ricco, let's go ahead and begin. You tell us the story that you've brought for this segment today. What do you got?
So I really think it is a classic American tale. There's a tale as old as time. I really think it's time to cast the hot dog eating contest movie. Because
yes!
It happened last week.
Yes.
And it was phenomenal. And it was a special day, not just because it happens on July 4th every year in Coney Island, but there's always something extra when it comes to these people eating hot dogs, right? This is a little backstory. The last time that I went before I moved out of New York was, I think, in 2010 or 2011. And there was an eater named Kobayashi, and he was...
yes, I have heard of that. Yeah.
He was banned from the hot dog eating contest because he would not sign the exclusive Major League Eating contract. They wouldn't let him go. So after Joey Chestnut had won, as he does all of the time.
Every single year.
It turned out Kobayashi was in the crowd and ran up on stage, and all these security and the police were trying to stop him, and everybody in the crowd was chanting, "Let him eat, let him eat." Obviously, Joey Chestnut just scarfed down 60 hot dogs, still wanted to go toe to toe with Kobayashi, but neither here nor there. This year was really special because it was pouring rain in Brooklyn this year. And apparently, is swearing allowed? I should have asked that before we started.
Yes,
yeah, go for it.
Cool.
All sailors welcome on this podcast. Go ahead.
Love that for us. It was pouring rain, and they were getting ready to cancel the event. They were going to cancel the hot dog eating contest. This is America. You can't do that. And so apparently, Joey Chestnut told someone, I'm gonna get the rest of the guys out, and we're gonna do this. And you have to Google the image that it's Heasley K13 on Twitter, and it's Joey Chestnut like walking to the stage, and he has the meanest look on his face. Like you could just tell.
I noticed that he was in turmoil. He was in
It's
absolute turmoil.
electric. And I heard an interview where he's talking about, the contest, and I think the record's like 76, 75, 76 or something like that. And he's like
set by Mr.
76.
Chestnut, yeah.
Set by Joey Chestnut, yeah. And I heard an interview with him, I think that a day or two before, and he's like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about probably breaking that record this year. But, the rainy conditions, of course, it affected the buns. He's like, the bun.
It's
The
worse whenever it affects the buns.
Seriously.
Oh.
And so I think we need to cast the hot dog eating contest movie. And I've just been watching The Bear, and I feel like Joey Chestnut has a striking resemblance to our boy Jeremy Allen White. And I think his calm demeanor, but also like how manic he can be, like is perfect to play our boy Joey Chestnut.
Okay, well here's my lone problem with Jeremy Allen White is that I don't think he has the age. Like that's a young Joey Chestnut. Maybe can I go with another one who's probably more well known, and just my intro suggestion when you were talking about it.
Go for it.
And this would take a serious turn to the movie. This would be like a major blockbuster if this were to happen. What if we were to cast the one, the only, possibly the method actor, Matt Damon, to the role?
Matt Damon could be great. I love that.
Yeah, don't you? I think that there's a resemblance there as well. I think that he could do one of those like a Christian Bale Vice thing where he could take on some prosthetics and really get into the role. But I think that there's already a lot working there. He could get like a little teeth prosthetic that Joey Chestnut has, that little
he has the buck teeth.
Yeah, the little buck teeth right there, and of course Matt Damon with the mustard belt would look really well.
That's right.
Well done.
That'd be electric. I love that.
Jenny, did you have a suggestion for Joey Chestnut, or do you?
I was just thinking about it, trying to think in my head. I had an idea originally, and I'm trying to think of anyone who could potentially look a little more like Joey Chestnut in the physical appearance side. Because I'll tell you, my brain immediately went to like, why don't you just cast one of the Jackass guys? Because I don't know, it made sense in my head. But it's not like it's a cinematic adaptation of it, so there's not necessarily the need to actually have the performer eat 76 hot dogs.
I do think Knoxville would be good though. I mean, because he was on a short-lived show called Reboot that I really loved, and that got no attention and got canceled after one season. I'm very upset. I feel like he was very good in that. So yeah, I'm on board with Johnny Knoxville too.
If not Johnny Knoxville, I could easily see another actor who could potentially put on maybe some prosthetics or a little makeup work. It would do some effectiveness. I could see Ben Stiller potentially doing it, but that's just me.
It does. Okay, so I think what's going to determine this, because Ben Stiller could work, but that would, again, I think we're looking at three very different tones. I think if we go with Jeremy Allen White, we're looking at like a young biopic. If we go with Matt Damon, we're looking at like a summer blockbuster. And if we're going with Ben Stiller, we're going with like a comedy, pretty much. Like Ben Stiller can do serious work. I'm not going to take that away from him, but I do think so. I think that what we need to help determine this is actually put a title to this movie that we're going to suggest and give an elevator pitch to Hollywood. So does anybody have a title that they feel is worthy of the Joey Chestnut or just hot dog eating contest that they want to submit?
Oh, I have to think about that for a minute. Let's see. Immediately my brain goes to thinking about any puns for hot dogs. So like personal best came to mind immediately.
I think, what about this? If we cast Ben Stiller in the main role, we put as the title, Only Wieners Allowed.
Only Wieners Allowed.
I think that's got to work, right?
I could totally see that working, because that definitely would set the tone immediately for a comedy. Now let's So only wieners allowed. That's our comedic option. So
Only
what would
wieners
our
allowed.
biopic
I do
option
think
be?
so. So there is. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember the word that he said, because during this interview, Joey Chestnut talks about the dip, and like I feel like if we go like the more serious route,
Dipping
there should
the,
be
you mean,
a very specific, like something that like professional eaters would be like, hey, that's our thing. The dip, the
mhm.
slide, like something like that. And I'm trying to find like
Oh, it's
competitive
it's
eating
it's
like
like it's like the
slang.
method that they do in order
Yeah.
to ingest all those hot dogs.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that could definitely work. Or even if we wanted to go something more basic of just like mustard belt or something like that. Like it
Hmm.
could be something completely
Or you
innocuous.
can literally just put, if it's going to be a biopic, it could be just chestnut in big letters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're probably right. Chestnut, and then have whoever is on just the front poster. That's pretty good.
But
That's pretty good.
my favorite idea is definitely using the term used to dip the hot dogs in the water to soak the buns. So if we should figure that out, and we should name the movie that. And I think that can help determine which actor should take the role. While Rico locates that, how about this? Let's discuss who could potentially any other contenders for other actors that could be in this movie to play any of the other competitors.
So the way I got it figured was that there are a handful of people that we kind of pick like out of this lineup. Obviously, Joey Chestnut's the star of the show, but the main host, he wears like this little hat.
Oh, the carnival barker guy.
Yeah, the carnival guy. Yeah, and I feel like no one other than Jim Rash should play him, just because he's Dean, and that's a very Dean thing to do. Like that's a very Dean position already. I also thought about putting Miki Sudo, who won the women's contest in the movie, along with her husband, who's also a professional eater, who came in 4th this year. He has like this little mohawk that like only goes like halfway up his head.
Oh yes, the little tiny mohawk.
Yeah, they just had a baby last year who also has a tiny mohawk, and
They
last
got a whole
year's
family of tiny mohawks.
yeah, seriously. And last year's winner was Michelle Lesko, or I think it was 2 years ago when it was Michelle Lesko from Tucson. So shout out to Tucson. So I don't know if there could be a little bit of a beef there because Miki Sudo was pregnant and could not compete. So Michelle Lesko won. So a little bit of the, oh, your title's not as real as my title clashing going on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do we think?
Yeah, I think that certainly my favorite of the group definitely was Jim Rash for the carnival barker. That seems like a natural pairing there. And you're right, and I think that the film definitely offers itself to where you can have real life cameos of people that within the world that know the world of competitive eating that would recognize and have in there. And quite honestly, since they have like a whole crew, there's like how many people do they have to eat all these hot dogs? There's like 10 of them up on stage, right? I mean, sure, you're going to have 3 or 4 big names as some of the higher ones who get more writing and more character development. But I think once you get to like person 6, 7, 8, 9, you could probably have the guy who drinks a bunch of lemonade up on stage, and who the heck would care? But the people that know would know. You can have the female champion go up there because it's like any good sports movie where the rules are kind of bent, even though most would be like there's a men's eating contest, there's a women's eating contest. We'll just intermix them, and the general public won't know. The competitive eating public will be like, well, that's not real, but it's all right because it's our movie, kind of thing. I think it's really nice that we can have such a wide ranging cast for this. So very well done, Rico. I love the movie. So did we decide one last final time? We're gonna go with are we gonna go with the wiener, the lone wiener?
So-
I think it's
something?
just
Sorry
called.
that
I think
I'm
it's just
laughing.
called dunking.
You
Yeah,
said
it's
dunking
just called
or just dunking? So dunking.
So
dunking.
dunking.
Yeah.
So are we gonna go with chestnut, dunking, or wieners only? I think after all said and done, I think I'm a fan of chestnut the most.
Chestnut. Okay,
Chestnut,
so we're
yeah.
going the biopic route.
Okay, chestnut.
The dunking legend, something like that.
A dunking legend, yeah. He will
The
dunk
chestnut
on you.
story, yeah.
That's right.
There we go.
Jenny,
Excellent.
what's your story? that you brought to the table today?
So the one that I've brought is kind of a whodunit story. So this happened in China, in Hong Kong, on the Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor. I read you the following news title. One of two giant ducks in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor deflates. Dun dun dun. Let me give a
I
little
think you
more
mean
explanation.
duck, duck, duck.
Exactly. Duck duck goosed. Anyway. So one of the two, so apparently there's these two giant inflatable ducks that just float in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor. They were created by a Dutch artist named Florentine Hoffman, and apparently this is not the first time this has happened. But recently, sometime in the last month, one of the ducks just mysteriously deflated and just floated in the harbor, and everyone was confused trying to figure out why this one duck could not stay intact. They just figured after some investigation that the duck was being overstretched due to the hot weather that summer and rising air pressure. So that's why. But there were a lot of disappointed tourists that had come to see these two ducks.
I see that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the article on the Associated Press. These people look so sad. Like
They want their damn duck.
insane.
They're an inflated duck.
But there's still like one giant happy duck there.
Oh yeah, and then there's one sad deflated one.
And there's one, yeah. Oh my goodness! It's like me when my social battery runs out. It's like happy duck, deflated duck. This is wonderful. This is a wonderful story.
There was a resident who was visiting Hong Kong to see the ducks, and she left disappointed. She was like, having two ducks is very special. I really hope they can fix it before I leave Hong Kong, because she really wanted to see these two ducks. Anyway, I really just wanted to see what would happen with creating a title for this. So there's so many great opportunities here. Duck, duck, goose, double duck, double luck. There's... what do you guys think? Any titles coming to your mind immediately?
Well, for titles, I think so. This one's definitely a comedy. What I see it as, what I think the best avenue when I'm like reading this and wanting a script, I think that this is like an office styled guerrilla like interview thing of the making of an event, and that you go in the background and you see all the workers, and then stuff just keeps hitting. Like they're like, hey, we're going to make this festival happen. And then it just never happens it does. And then the duck goes out. So because of that, what about something? Cause I was even contemplating, do we go animated with this? But because of that, because we're going to go with an interview style, a la The Office. What if we go with something as simple as Duck Me?
Yeah. My first thought was ducked up.
Was duck just duck?
Ducked up, like, oh, this is
dot.
Yeah, like
Ooh,
instead of
like
fucked up,
too.
ducked up.
Oh, ducked up. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, ducked up. My
So-
goodness. Yes, now I hear it.
And my question is I'm assuming this sounds like this is going to be a whodunit type comedy. Is this kind of like a Get Smart vibe that we're dealing with here?
Oh.
What kind of vibe are we going to go with for comedy?
Yes, it automatically lends itself to comedy. I think that the Get Smart, if you're right, who done it? I think that works. I think that definitely works. And I guess if we have a who done it, we need to cast our detective. And if we're going to do that, I don't think that. And this takes place in China?
In Hong Kong, yes.
In Hong Kong. So they're probably going to bring in like a Detective Clouseau, somebody from outside to get to know who did this.
Yes.
So it can be anybody. We're not limited towards any one person or anything. They can bring in a person. What if it? You know who I think might actually have the acting chops for this and also be a viable detective. I forget which Hemsworth he is, but which one's the one? Liam is Liam Thor, or is it Chris? No, it's Chris Hemsworth.
Chris is Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with Chris. That's my first headshot submitted to you guys. What about him as like the main detective? Because I love the comedy that he does whenever he's given a chance, and it's good writing, not just Thor: Love and Thunder. But whenever whenever he has something written well, I think that he knocks it out of the park with comedy. I think he can do some deadpan. So he's going to be the first headshot that I submit to you guys, because I think that that's who I would see as like a detective type. Do you guys got a better detective type to headline
Um,
this
Nothing
ducked up
comes to
musical?
mind right now, but I'm trying to think. You know what came to my mind first in terms of trying to cast? I can see there being some sort of like a local correspondent, someone who's brought on to the case to assist the main detective. So I'm trying to think of like a supporting actor or actress that could potentially do that. My brain immediately went to Stephanie Sue from
Hmm.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. For
Ooh,
some reason, I know she just did Joyride, and I've been
yes,
dying to see that movie. I'm sure she's hilarious. But in my head, for some reason, I'm like, what if
yes,
she was
yes. No,
brought onto this?
that's on the list of movies that I need to see. Very good selection. Very good selection.
But in terms of the main detective, I don't know. For what we're doing, Chris Hemsworth seems a little bit too action star for me personally. But I'm trying to think of who could potentially be the comedic choice for this. Of course, I'm locked into Steve Carell right now because of the Get Smart mention. But I'm gonna go ahead and you know what? I changed my mind. I will stick with my answer that Steve Carell or like a Jim Carrey type persona should be the main detective.
Yes.
What do you,
Yes. I like that. I like that. I bet Steve Carell in this would be fantastic, Jenny.
Rico? What say you?
I mean, if we're going straight detective, I'm trying really hard to wrangle the thought of Benoit Blanc just being like,
Oh my
you mean
god,
to tell me this
a knife.
gargantuan duck just dissipated in the Hong Kong harbor and someone is to blame here? Like I'm struggling to wrangle that thought from my brain. Um,
God, I love that. I honestly though, who doesn't love? Like, I could insert him in any detective movie, and just I think it makes
everything,
it.
and it would
God,
make it better. Um, I do. So I had a little bit of a different approach when I first saw this story,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some quotes here in the Associated Press article. It's like some, I think it was one of the workers there says it makes you wonder if double happiness is really possible in Hong Kong, and if you look at the duck, you may find your answer. And so I'm thinking like definitely lean into the comedy. I love Stephanie Shu. I can't think of anyone better.
yes,
But as a kind of like budding journalist who is like, come on, I want the real stories. You mean I gotta go write this story about some duck in the harbor? And then like she starts talking to the locals and to the snobby art house people and like kind of learns more about herself along the way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a tight thing in that. Like it could still definitely be funny, but that's where my brain went. So I'm definitely aboard the Stephanie Shu train. I think
Stephanie Shu has got all of our approval on this.
yeah,
That's for sure.
absolutely.
So we've got that. We've got the title, something like that's ducked up, something like that. I think that that's going to work for that. And Stephanie Shu will be our headliner. We'll put in there Academy Award Oscar nominee, and we will ride this ticket to a Hollywood big budget film. That's for sure.
All right,
Absolutely.
Phil. What is your first story that you've brought for us today?
Yes, my the story that I'm bringing for us is as follows. It's not ducks, but it is snails. Guys,
Oh,
this
lordy!
yes, the snail racing world championship in Congham, England are returning Saturday. They returned this past Saturday. Now that you the listener are listening. They returned last Saturday after being suspended in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The event was founded by Tom Els in the 1960s after he attended a snail racing event in France. Guinness World Records has now named the annual event the longest running humane snail racing world championships, and the race features snails attempting to cover a distance of 13 inches. The world record of 22 seconds was set by a snail named Archie in 1995. The top
Icon.
prize in the race is a tankard of lettuce. How
Heck
lovely.
yes.
We've got the Snail Racing World Championships set in Congham, England. We have had a snail movie in the past. Ryan Reynolds isn't too happy about his placement in Turbo, the movie, but it has existed in the past. Do we make the mistake and go again for animated? Do we go for a live? What flavor of film do we say hits us in here, Rico? What immediately hits you of like, this brings about to me a murder mystery, a horror film, a comedy. Where do you think that this goes naturally?
I feel like it naturally wants to go to a very Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show type
Wes Anderson
vibe. Yeah. Kind of Wes
Yes.
Anderson, kind of
Ooh, Wes Anderson.
what's the word? Like Wes Anderson would be wonderful for this. Just kind of that really light, really happy, good time watching this. I mean,
It's definitely an indie film. That's for sure.
absolutely an indie film. Just and some of these names here, we have Tommy, Awake, Lily, Escargot, of course,
Of course,
and
that's
Chase. Like I feel like
escargot.
the story of these different
Snail
owners
owners,
of these snails, and just a wonderful day at the park, a good time, a good 90 minutes to kind of reset the palate in a Wes Anderson type style. I would love, like, kind of mockumentary Wes Anderson is kind of what I'm feeling here.
I love that. I love that. Now, Jenny, if we're going with a Wes Anderson vibe, then we're going to have to reverse cast this, which means that we are going to shoehorn an actor into this film, into this script. And so I ask you, Jenny, because when you think of Wes Anderson, you think of only one man. Where are we putting Bill Murray in this cast? Like, is he the main snail owner? Is he an announcer? Is he a judge? Like, is he like the person who makes the track? Is he the person in charge of the lettuce? So who do you think Bill Murray would play in this? Because honestly, Bill Murray is just always adjacent to anything Wes Anderson.
Oh, of course. My brain thinks he needs to go be one of the judges,
Okay.
or he needs to be the mayor of the town that
That puts us on.
That puts this race on. Yes.
Do we know, can Bill Murray do, I don't think I've ever heard him do an accent. I'm sure he has. I feel like Bill Murray's always unapologetically Bill Murray.
It would be kind of hilarious, though, to have him be the mayor of this Norfolk, England town.
Yeah, Conham, England.
Yeah, Conham, Norfolk, and just not have an accent at all. Like, would just be very...
That's very Bill Murray.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. Well, okay. This was lovely, guys. We've got. Oh, and then lastly, hold on. Sorry. Before we move on,
Mm-hmm.
what's the movie title? Wes Anderson, Bill Murray as the judge. What's the movie title for the Snail Racing World Championships and the owners of these pet snails as they go about? Anything I'd say spring to mind, but when it comes to snails, we don't really move all that fast.
There's a racing comes to mind immediately.
I love the little tagline they have on the website.
Oh.
It's ready, steady, slow. I kind of love that.
Oh, that's perfect.
Ready,
That's actually
steady,
perfect.
Slow. Yes,
Yeah.
I think we can all agree with that. That's quite good. Okay, so Ready, Steady, Slow is our snail movie. We've got Chestnut for the inglorious food eating competition movie starring possibly Matt Damon, starring possibly the actor from The Bear. And then we've got Ducked Up for our murder mystery akin movie of the duck event. Guys, we are taking Hollywood by storm.
We
We really are.
I smell Oscars in our future.
Yes, absolutely. And just so you, the listener, know, all of these are copyrighted, so you can't steal. That's how that works. It's like I declare bankruptcy, I declare copyright.
That's right.
Rico, do you mind sticking around with us to come back and play a game?
I'd love nothing more.
Awesome. All right, let's get along to the rest of the podcast.
May I help you?
You talking to me?
I need to talk to you.
A little word of advice.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome then.
Here to offer you some friendly advice. We bring to you your welcome. And I'll start out here. Jenny, I've rediscovered a passion and a love of mine this week. If you need more fiber in your diet, which, let's be honest, who amongst us doesn't? may I introduce to you a un I can't prove this scientifically. I don't know why this works for me. It makes no sense in the world. But go get yourself some yogurt or dairy-free yogurt in my case, but
Oh,
yogurt,
go on.
and add grape nuts into it. It is an absolute delight.
What?
Yes, yes. Grape nuts, the things that essentially begs the question, do you think you might enjoy eating dirt? Because that's all that grape nuts are. But pour it into some yogurt. You get the flavor and sweetness of yogurt mixed with the crunchy texture of grape nuts. And it's akin to a parfait, but it's delightful. It's
I
delightful
don't
and it
think I've
masks it.
ever even eaten grape nuts. I'm curious.
Go
I'll have to
enjoy
try
some.
this now.
Yes. Go get some grape nuts. Don't eat them plain. I assure you, eating them plain, you will sincerely think that you're eating dirt. There's no positiveness to grape nuts outside of eating them in yogurt. You are welcome.
Well, we have a very food themed you're welcome this time
Oh,
because I also have a food themed tip for the masses here. So, the world is our oyster, obviously. And I just want to say there is never a bad topping when it comes to cheeseburgers. I might question you if you
mm.
do anchovies, but you know what I discovered is a fantastic topping for cheeseburgers? Salsa. I have never put salsa on my burger ever in my life, but I have been changed. I am a new woman, and in general, this is my actual you're welcome. For your next home barbecue, give yourself the chance to switch things up and offer some creative ass toppings for your guests. It doesn't have to be just ketchup and mustard, the classics. You can do avocado, you can do fried eggs, you can do teriyaki sauce, whatever your little heart's desire. There's so many options. Obviously, I got to ask them beforehand. You can't just surprise them, but yeah, your party
Yeah.
will be next level if you bring to the table some fun toppings. You're welcome.
Looking to streamline your busy schedule? Looking for a helping hand for life's endeavors? Details by Claire is here to make your life easier. Visit www.detailsbyclaire.com. That's Claire, Claire, to explore a wide range of services, including calendar management, website creation, and even voiceover work. Claire's attention to detail and dedication to her clients are unmatched. Don't let the game of life overwhelm you. Visit www.detailsbyclaire.com. Again, that's www.detailsbyclaire.com today and discover the convenience and expertise of Details by Claire.
All right, we are back to play this week's game, but we already know he's still here with us. Please welcome back Ricco to the podcast and being our guest for today's game. Now, before we start the playing our games, Ricco, we like to ask a few questions to get to know you a little better here on the podcast. I've already mentioned this before. Ricco is what I like to call a lightning rod fanatic for sneakers. By lightning rod, I mean they are just this ultimate, they just have all this knowledge about one particular subject. For me, I like to call myself the lightning rod of horror movies. But anyway, moving on. My question for you, Ricco, is if you had the power to pick one sneaker to put in every closet in America, one that this just all American, useful, all powerful sneaker, which sneaker would you pick?
It would be the Chicago Jordan 1. The original
Chicago
Air Jordan
1.
Chicago Jordan 1. Had a whole movie about it. That's how popular this sneaker is. The movie Air is basically about how Nike approached Jordan. You know, they were, I mean, go see the movie, but you know, they were an afterthought in the 80s and even to some extent the early 90s, and them signing Michael Jordan changed everything. The contract was not something that was done at the time. They broke a lot of rules to try to get this shoe made. It was banned in the NBA because it wasn't all white or all black. So I think it was all white. I can't remember what the rules were. So every time he wore the shoe, he got fined, and Nike said, well, we'll just pay the fine. And that's what it did. And it kind of became a legendary sneaker. And I feel like everybody should have it. It's a sneaker that goes for, they re-released a version of it last year that goes for about $400. But
Whoa.
yeah, it's funny hearing people say whoa over $400 when the sneaker community they get psycho. Like 2015, which is to me the best version of the shoe. I think it was when the Last Dance documentary came out, were selling for $1,500 to $2,000.
You're saying the original?
No, the 2015 version. At that time, 1985 versions were selling for about 4 or 5. The market's kind of settled. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The market's kind of settled down now, and they're going for, I feel like, around 3,500 to 4,000. But it's a shoe from 1985, which, if you have the original box, if it's never been worn, and it's one of those shoes, it has a rubber outsole, so I could wear a pair of 1985 Jordan 1s and be totally fine. Like, the shoe's not gonna, I have my one pair of Jordan 1s that are older is from 94, and I can still wear them every single day because they're not gonna crumble, they're not gonna fall apart. Whereas a lot of the future shoes used a polyurethane sole, polyethylene, one of those. And, it crumbles after X amount of years.
So for the listeners at home, just to kind of, just for those who don't visually know what this shoe look like, it's a red and white shoe, right, Ricco? With like
red,
with
white,
Nike
and a
symbol.
black swoosh, yeah.
Oh, nice. And it's like a high top, so it would cover around the ankle.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. All right.
I'm not going to lie
Phil.
here, Ricco. I'm highly impressed. When she said sneakerhead, I didn't give you credit. But my God, holy hell, do you know what you're talking about? And I bow down to you, sir. God bless.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Whoa.
Some of the most useless knowledge one can have, but I am proud of
you possess it. Yeah. All
That's
right. My question here, and I'm about to get real intimate. Ricco, what's the latest thing you've discovered about your body?
So it's not that intimate of a thing, but like as of like 2 or 3 years ago, I have one thumb knuckle hair, and I think it's pretty hilarious when you
left or right, left or right,
on both thumbs.
So it's identical on both. That's hilarious.
Yes, it's one thumb knuckle hair, and I looked recently, and I was like, wait a minute, it's still there, because I thought that like I had plucked it by mistake. And like I go to my girlfriend, I'm like, "Where is my thumb knuckle hair? I can't find it. I think it's
I lost
gone
my
now.
thumb knuckle.
I lost my thumb knuckle." But no, it's still very much there, and it's pretty hilarious compared to all my other knuckles that have plenty of hair on them.
Plenty of hair, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Thank you.
Anyway, on the topic of knuckle hair, let's move on to the game.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. It's not related at all. Everyone is familiar with the whole concept of Christmas in July, yes?
Oh, yes.
Ricco, do you celebrate Christmas? Are you one of the Christmas peoples?
I'm a Christmas person.
Yes.
I'm of the mind that Christmas should start after Thanksgiving and not after Halloween. But
oh, yes, I'm on that train also.
Yeah.
But there are those that like to celebrate in July. And we've played this game format a couple of times now on the podcast. It's called Lyrically. This is the Christmas in July edition. So I tried to pick 5 songs that aren't overly obvious in the Christmas Carol department. And I'm just going to read each song's lyrics to you, and I want you to guess the title of the song that these lyrics are from. I just want to say it was so hard to put this together because there's obviously so many carols at this point, but I was like, are there songs that don't have the name of the song in the first lyric?
Yes.
Oh, it was so hard. Anyway, let's go ahead and start. I've got 5. Phil versus Ricco. Let's do this. So here is the first song.
Name is our buzzer? Jenny?
Yes. How about for fun, since Christmas in July, how about we pick Christmas mascots for our buzzer?
I'll call Frosty. So whenever I want to ring in and answer, I'll say the word Frosty. What about you, Ricco? Do you have a favorite Christmas?
Yeah, I'll go Dominic the donkey. So I'll just say like Dominic.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a
Sweet.
very long way. I
Very
might
long.
be able to. By the time you get to
was lucky.
I might be able to sneak in Frosty. But very well done. All right, Dominic is what he'll go with.
All right, Dominic versus Frosty. Let's do this. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. I turned round, and there you go, and Michael, you would fall, and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Any guesses?
What song is that?
I've
Holy
never.
hell.
I'm here expecting Jingle Bells, Jingle Bell Rock, and
No.
we go to St. Michael's Red Cherry Fields of Green, or red, I guess. I
That
have
sounds
no
metal
idea.
as though. It's like as their heads like fall. I was like, oh my goodness.
Okay. Well, give your best guess. Would a hint be helpful for this guess?
So helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so this song has been covered by Pentatonics,
I guess.
and it was written by Fleet Foxes.
Oh.
I didn't know Fleet Foxes had a Christmas song.
I didn't know that either. Frosty. I mean, just to go. God rest ye, merry gentlemen.
Okay, good guess, but that's not correct. Rico, would you like to try a gander at guessing what this is?
I have no idea. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
no points given today.
Zero.
But the song is called "White Winter Hymnal." It was written by Fleet Foxes and covered by Pentatonics. If you've seen their videos, they do percussion with their hands. So definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it, and that's referring to both of you. Anyway,
Yes.
let's go ahead to the next one here. Feeling Christmas all around, and I'm trying to play it cool, but it's hard to focus when I see him walking across the room. Let It Snow is blasting out, but I won't get in the mood. I'm avoiding every mistletoe until I know it's true love that he thinks of. So next Christmas, I'm not all alone, boy.
I feel like I know the artist.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I think I know the artist. I'm just trying to nail down the song. Oh God.
I will admit I had to avoid singing the chorus on this one because it would have given it away immediately.
Oh man, yeah.
To
Okay,
provide a
okay,
hint, this is a you got it, Frosty, you got it.
Frosty.
Go ahead.
Is it Summer Things by Ariana Grande?
I will give you half a point because it is sung by Ariana Grande. But half correct. I will
man.
give you
Ooh.
half a point because you had the artist correct. The person who sings this song is Ariana Grande. However, that is not the name of the song. Dominic, would you like to give it a try?
Yeah, it's a very Ariana Grande vibe. Like as soon as you read the lyrics, I was like, "Yep, that's her."
Yeah, it rings of Ariana Grande. I just can't remember the damn album that she has.
Is it like Christmas Love? I don't know.
Well,
That's another half a point, isn't it?
I'll give you. I mean, I don't think
Okay.
I can this time because it's Christmas is not in the title. I was considering it, but I was like, oh, maybe not.
So what is it? What is the title?
Tell me,
The name of the song is Tell Me?
Santa, tell me.
Oh, Santa, tell me. Yes. Santa,
Oh
tell
my
me if you really
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
Again,
God!
everyone knows the chorus, but no one remembers the verses.
What a God! It just like unlocked everything. Like I just feel like my third eye just opened once you said the freaking name of the song. I feel
Your
like
third eye opened.
Yeah, everything everywhere all at once. I feel zoomed into like a winter wonderland. Oh my God! Yes. Okay. So I lead in a pathetic game of 0.5 to 0. Me and Rico are failing, even though it's been a crazy game.
So here's a fun fact about me. I hate Christmas. Like I cannot
Do you
stand
actually?
Christmas. Like I think Christmas music I just dislike. And I don't know. I don't like I don't like how capitalist Christmas is, you guys.
Ooh,
but like
yeah.
usually like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, like I'm very like, hell yeah, Christmas, let's put on Die Hard. But like the rest of like the Christmas season, I'm like, kill me. All these people are here. I don't want to buy anyone anything, and it's the whole thing.
See, you and David would have gotten along swimmingly. He also has a disdain for the commercialism of Christmas, certainly.
Right.
I'll put those words in his mouth. I adore Christmas. I never heard like the furthest outlinings of the world of Christmas songs, as Jenny now tells me that Fleet Foxes is something I need to go and listen to.
Fleet Foxes and Ariana Grande.
And Ariana Grande, yes.
What a range.
Yes. So Jenny, hit us with the third song, please.
Okay, so this one should be familiar to all here. I Don't Want a Lot for Christmas.
Dominic.
Go ahead.
You
said it. Go ahead.
The One for Christmas Is You by Mariah
There
Carey.
it is.
Oh no! I thought it was going to be a fake out. Damn it!
No,
I thought we were going to go for like I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas, and it was like the similar lyrics. Damn it!
No. These are ones that are created.
I was down in the game. I had to take a chance.
Yes.
Yeah, you are officially on the board now, Rico, with
Love
All I
that.
Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. No, I tried to pick ones that were written by musicians that are originals too. So that technically counts. So that is a point for Rico, and currently Phil sits at half a point. Let's see if we can continue on here and increase those numbers. Oh, this is one of my personal favorites, and let me see if you guys can get this one. It was December 24th on Hollis Avenue in the dark when I see a man chilling with his dog.
Dominic.
Go ahead. What do you
This
think, Rico?
is Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC.
Yes, it is.
Heck yes.
Oh wow!
This is one of my personal favorite Christmas songs because
Don't you got any Christmas music? This is Christmas music. More Die Hard.
And yes, it is.
I was never going to make that. That was out of my depths. My goodness.
All right, we are now with 2 points for Rico and half a point for Phil. Here is the last one on the board here. Oh, excuse me. No, this is the fourth one. My apologies. Okay. We've been waiting all year for this night, and the snow is glistening on the trees outside, and all the stockings are hung by the fireside, waiting for Santa to arrive. And all the love will show, 'cause everybody knows it's Christmas time, and all the kids will see the gifts under the tree. It's the best time of year for the family. I see we are stumped again. So
I heard you were trying to do something with the family but I'm like, oh, I still don't know it.
Okay, to give a hint, this is sung by a boy band.
Oh, I know the song now. I don't know what it's called. Dominic?
Okay, well, I'll provide half points for artist guests. Go ahead, Rico.
Is it Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays by NSYNC?
Yes,
Oh
it
wow!
is. Yes, you got it correct.
Heck yeah.
Full point, and that means you have won this game, Rico.
He's officially
Congratulations.
won. Congratulations! The man who hates Christmas now is a reason to
The
rejoice.
guy who hates Christmas. Oh,
Yes, this
man.
is sung by NSYNC, and this is one of my personal favorites also because growing up, I used to have. Do you guys remember those ornaments that used to play? I had this one in particular that was by NSYNC that would play this song in this ornament, so I would press it all the time. And to this day, 25 years later, that ornament still works and still hangs on my parents' tree.
That's when things were
kidding.
made with
Wow.
quality. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
timeless. Bitches. Okay, anyway. That is the end of our game. Congratulations, Rico. You have won the guest win this week. Sorry, Phil. You better luck next time.
God, it was my chance. It was my chance to catch up to David.
And
But congratulations, Rico.
Thank
We're a
you.
little bit
Appreciate it.
early, but happy Christmas in July. The official
Happy
Christmas
Christmas
in
in
July
July.
date is July 25th.
Yeah, you know what?
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Rico. Let me extend you a personal Merry Christmas. Yeah, seeing as how your feelings on the holiday.
And
Merry
happy
freaking
holidays.
Yes, absolutely. Rico, do you have anything that you want to plug before we bid you adieu?
Follow me on Instagram at Ricco Machado-Torres. That's what I'm most active on. I have a TikTok. It's the same. Haven't posted on there in a million years. Follow the Threads. Threads is the newest thing, and
Yeah.
I'm having mild fun with that.
mild.
Mild fun. I'm on YouTube. I haven't posted on there in a million years. I'm on Twitch at RMT64 that I'm probably going to do after this because it's been so long. And I don't know. I'm just doing everything. I just love connecting with people. So talk to me and I will talk back and we will have good discussions and be parasocial internet friends. It's
And
my
you guys
favorite
can,
thing.
Yes, absolutely. You can have a full conversation about how expensive Jordan 1s are for Rico to own and that he has
Oh,
it, and
yeah.
that they won't disintegrate. Well, Rico, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Don't appreciate you kicking my ass, but appreciate you joining, okay?
Phil, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Jenny, thank you for reaching out.
Oh, of course. You were such an awesome guest, dude. Love to have you back on in the future. Thank you so much again. Talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Have a great day, y'all.
And with that loss, I dropped to a dwindling record of 2-10, while David stays at his stellar record of 8-4, and Jenny remains slightly above me at a record of 3-9. I hate it here.
Ow! That slaps. We have brought to the table what just tickled our fancies for the week in terms of media or just whatever we feel is fantastic and should be shared with the world. Mine this week, I'm switching it up. I have a film this week, and this is not a recent release. This is just a classic in the horror movie department. Go see, if you haven't yet, go see Reanimator. It's from 1985, and this is a rated R gore fest. I cannot believe I did not see this movie sooner. On top of it being a gore fest, it is absolutely hilarious. This is starring the icon Jeffrey Combs and includes other awesome performers: Bruce Abbott, Barbara Crampton, and David Gale. If you haven't seen this movie yet, just warning you, it is, if you're not a gory person, if you don't enjoy that subgenre, you probably should avoid this one. But if that tickles your fancy, if you love cosmic horror, this one's the one for you. Go check out Reanimator. That movie slaps, dude.
I'm surprised. I don't know if this is on the private Insta story, Jenny, but I'm surprised it wasn't The Ice Cream Man, which you alluded to that you were watching last night. Which absolutely,
yes, if you follow my personal Instagram, I did see Ice Cream Man recently. That one did not slap for me.
That one did not slap. The Ice Cream Man did not slap. You don't say.
It was, I mean, to be honest with you, I was watching it pretty late at night, so I was pretty tired. I just found it, I mean, it was quirky, and I see why a lot of people love it, but it just, I don't know, it kind of bored me a little bit, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's pretty, would you say, vanilla? Just kidding. All right, hey, let's go to... Thank you.
Come on.
All right, my That Slaps this week is not a movie. It is a song. It's something that I found this week. And speaking of pentatonics, funny enough that you should bring them up. One of the members of that band is called Scott Hoying?
Yes,
Hoying?
Scott Hoying. Mm-hmm.
Hoying, ooh, love it. He released his single debut album, and it's amongst the songs that he has sampled out there, one of them is called Parallel. And it's quite good. And there's a lot of good, witty uses of the phrase, uses of the word, parallel. And I think it's just lovely. I keep singing it in my mind. I keep doing like that nice little vocal pipsqueak while I'm walking around work and just like going around. And people are like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just having an aneurysm. So Parallel by Scott Hoying. That slaps.
Also, congratulations to Scott Hoying. He just got married.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, that slaps too.
Well, our week is over. Our episode is done, but we have some people to thank before we fully pack up the campsite and leave.
Yes, thank you to Cass and Crossland and Jake Corlang for the music you get to hear throughout the show.
Thanks to Ryan Ardell and Josh Hans for a lot of the audio bits you hear throughout the entirety, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Rudy Chalk for your wonderful graphic work that you see in all of our social media.
And thank you to you, the listener. Yes, you listening right now. We appreciate you tuning in and listening to us each episode, each and every week. Without you guys, this would not be possible. Thank you so very much. We are on Instagram, as we have been showcasing. We are now also on TikTok. We're also on a couple other socials as well, as like Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Just search up Roast and Toast Pod, all one word usually, Roast and Toast Pod, and you should be able to find us. We got a lot of good social stuff. We also got updated rankings on our blockbuster summer blockbuster show and standings. So keep that up. Jenny, you and me, I think you and me, we're going to be taking that. So make sure that you
feeling good.
Yes, absolutely. So keep all that in mind. Thank you for listening. Hit that subscribe button wherever you listen to all of your favorite podcasts, as you can find us on most and all podcast hosting sites, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, even Google Podcasts, except for Pandora. You know why? Because screw you, Pandora.
I like you, kid. You got real star quality, a solid head on your shoulders, full of fur, long claws, real bombshell. But I gotta say, you're not making the news. You're not proving to me you can make the headlines. How about we try something out of the box here? How about let's go on a plane to Hong Kong? I have an idea. Oh, you're not interested? Ah, bah humbug.